Hey guys, my name is Amanda. Welcome to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here today. If you are new to my channel and haven't subscribed yet, but you like what you see, please consider doing so. Also, giving me a big thumbs up really helps me out here on YouTube. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing several trash to treasure DIYs. Some will be everyday DIYs and some are going to be a Christmas theme because here on my channel, I am going to be celebrating Christmas in July, all July long. So you can look forward to that. I absolutely love Christmas, and whoever started Christmas in July is an absolute genius because it gives so much time to get your DIYs ready to decorate your home. Okay, let's jump into our first DIY. This DIY is a Christmas wreath, but by changing the ribbons and florals, you could make this wreath for any season. You could make it fall or every day. I grabbed a box and I cut 2 rings. You can do this by just using 2 Tupperware bowls or whatever you like, one larger, one smaller, and then just cut a ring. I cut 2 rings and I glued them together. I then painted the base with apple barrel burnt umber paint, just so that if you see through these little wood pieces, you'll see that color. Now to talk about these wood pieces, they came in a package from Dollar Tree. I'm actually going to be using almost two packages on this wreath, about a pack and a half, and I'm just going to be hot gluing them down. I do about 3/4 of my little wreath form, and I leave the rest for a bow. I am then taking this rope from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to run it on the inside and outside of my wreath form to clean up my edges. You could do this beforehand. I just did it after because I kind of crafted this as I was going. I got ideas, but this works out really well, gives it a really pretty finished look. Here's what that looks like. Then again, grab up any ribbon you want, a fall ribbon, an everyday ribbon, or like me, a Christmas ribbon. I believe this ribbon came from Walmart, and I'm just going to be folding my ribbon until I have 3 loops on either side and then cutting off the excess. Once that is done, you can pinch your ribbon tightly in the middle and tie it with a zip tie or a pipe cleaner, or like me, some twine. I just looped it over, tied it on the back, and tied a nice tight knot so that I could fluff my bow out. The tighter that you cinch your bow in the middle, the more you'll be able to fluff it out. And then I just glue my bow down to the empty space in my wreath. I am then going to take some Dollar Tree berries that I cut off a pick, and I'm just going to glue them on either side of my bow for some embellishments. And that is how easy it is to make a gorgeous cardboard wreath. I actually made another one recently that I'll be showing you here soon, but so fun, so easy, and so inexpensive, and you can customize it any way that you like. Okay, let's move into the next DIY, a quick and easy little tray that of course would be perfect for all year. It's a little standing tray and very customizable as well. You can find multiple different colors of ribbon, and I am just using this takeout plastic food container that I washed and a circle of cardboard that I had cut. You can use any size that you like. I'm just going to cover this plastic container with some rope. This is thinner rope that I purchased on Temu, but Dollar Tree carries a thicker rope that would work perfectly as well. You just glue it down and then begin wrapping. I wrap it all the way to the top. I don't wrap the top, that way I can glue that plastic directly to the top of my little tray here. But this works out really well and is super easy to do. As you can see, I ran at a rope a little bit from the top, but you're not going to be able to tell. Now to the top of my tray, I'm going to cover that in rope as well. This rope is from Dollar Tree. I just start by creating a little swirl in my fingers, and then I wrap all the way around until this whole thing is covered. If you have to add on another piece of rope like me, just try and pinch them together and add some hot glue so it is as seamless as possible. Once you have your top done, you can simply glue the bottom onto the top and you'll have a gorgeous tray. I used hot glue on the low setting so I didn't melt my plastic too much, and this actually worked out really well. And that is how you make a super quick, super easy tray that is perfect for all season. And I made it out of trash, you guys, a cardboard box and a takeout container. How cute is that? Okay, let's talk about today's challenge. It is hosted by my friend Brenda over at Rustic and Lace DIY, myself, and my friend Chantel from the Crafty Hints. These ladies are so talented. Every first of the month, I do a challenge with them, and we always have so much fun. This month is Trash to Treasure, so that is why I'm sharing with you all of these ideas. But these ladies will be linked in my description box as well as the playlist for this challenge, so you can get tons of inspiration. With all of that being said, let's jump into my next DIY. I'm going to show you how to transform another one of those little plastic takeout containers. And you could put different things inside of this to make it not so Christmassy, but I painted my container with 2 coats of Waverly Plaster chalk paint. I painted the inside and the outside. Then I'm taking some burnt umber on a brush, and I am kind of heavily going around and just brushing it on here and there. I would call this a very heavy distressing, and it does not have to be perfect. Then I'm going in with some Apple Barrel Light Mocha, but you can use whatever colors you like, and I'm doing the exact same thing. Once this is dry, you have a gorgeous faux wood look. I put a little Christmas tree from Dollar Tree in here, but you could put fall florals as well if you wanted to. Okay, so this next image I am showing you is another DIY wreath that I made out of cardboard. I recently made this in a challenge video, so I'm going to link that video below so you can check it out for some more Trash to Treasure ideas. I also created this birdhouse out of cardboard on a challenge, and that will be linked below. That way you can check these out. Okay, jumping into my next DIY, I'm going to show you how I transformed these little glass jars into cute little vases. So I have a spaghetti jar that I had rinsed out, and also I believe it was a little pickle jar and a little olive jar, or the tiny little pickles. I'm not sure. I just know that these came out of my kitchen and they are washed. And then I have these fabric strips from the Dollar Tree, as well as a couple different colors of paint. I have Plaster and Elephant by Waverly. So I painted my jars. You'll want to do at least 2 coats, and then I'm going to Mod Podge over the entire jar. I will then take a strip of fabric and place it around the middle of my jar. So I love this package from Dollar Tree because the strips are so awesome, and I have trouble cutting a straight line, so it's perfect for me. And I love how you get a variety of fabrics in there. So once I get my fabric placed down on my jar, I'll also Mod Podge over it. So the first layer of Mod Podge, you're coating the whole jar, and that's sealing in all the paint as well. And then with the second coat, you're just sealing in that fabric, and here's what that looks like. To further embellish, I like to go ahead and add some twine around the mouth of my jar. Just glue it down and then wrap it around a few times, and it just adds a really pretty accent. I then like to tie a little shoelace bow and just glue that down on top of this mouth of the jar, and that also adds a pretty accent. And that is how easy it is to create some gorgeous little jars, little vases. You could put some wooden utensils for your kitchen counter or some florals. Just so pretty, so easy, and pretty much free, as we are using some trash jars to make this. So the sky is the limit. Just customize your paint colors and your fabric and create these any way that you like. This next idea is also some jars. I'm going to show you how I made these little jars that I placed on this DIY tray that I created. So these are olive jars, I believe, from my kitchen. I just washed them out really well. And then I am taking some of this cord from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to begin winding it all the way around my vase. You just glue down a little piece, and then you can wrap, just gluing every once in a while, but not very often at all. So easy to do. I do one all in the white, and then I did another one with some darker jute twine about half the way down, and then I finished it off with that white twine, and that way I had a multicolor, multi-tone look on this jar, and I just think it is so pretty. So to the jar that had the lighter twine on it, I took a piece of darker twine and wrapped that around the top, the mouth of the jar, and then for this jar that has the 2 different colors on it, I just used the opposite color at the top of the mouth of the jar for a little bit of contrast. So for this one, I used the lighter color around the top and I had it doubled over. I just kind of cut through that one end there that was folded over, and then you have a cute little almost looking bow, and here's what that looks like. And that is how you create a couple of cute little decorative jars to put on top of a tray or a vignette using some trash from your kitchen. So here's what that looks like. Again, I made this tray in a previous DIY video, quick and easy to make, and it could also be made with cardboard as the base. I believe I used a Dollar Tree sign, but there's an idea for you. And into our next DIY. You can buy a large plastic container of pretzels or cheese puffs or something like that from Sam's Club. This was pretzels, but all you need to do is just take off the label on the front. There's different ways to do it. You can use Glue Gun. You can soak it in your sink with some hot water. But once you're done, just Mod Podge over the entire thing. Then it will accept your paint better. I painted it with 2 coats of Waverly Plaster chalk paint. I then took some painter's tape from Dollar Tree and I covered those raised lines that go around my barrel, and that way I can begin doing some painting. Once that is done, I added some stripes down the middle of this little barrel by using another piece of painter's tape as a spacer. I just moved that all the way around, creating my stripes. There's one stripe that's a little bit wider than the others, but that's okay. I use this gray color by Apple Barrel to paint in my stripes, but of course use any kind of color that you like, any kind of paint that you like. I again just use this Apple Barrel paint. It's an acrylic paint, so I had to use 2 coats, but that was totally okay with me. And once you get all of these stripes painted in, you can remove your painter's tape and you'll have some really pretty lines. So here is what that looks like after removing the painter's tape. And then I'm going to paint those raised lines that go around with the same color paint that I made my stripes with. So here's what that looks like. Once that is all done, I'm going to take some of the base color, which is my Waverly chalk paint, and lightly brush that over the gray to dull it down and blend everything together. This is optional. If you're not a distressing person, then just skip this part. I just really liked how it looked. And then I went ahead and distressed my plaster part with some of that gray. I really thought it was a cute idea to kind of mix those colors together a little, but again, totally optional. If you don't like this, just don't do it that way, but here's how I did it. And then I took these beautiful stickers from the Dollar Tree. They're actually for your wall, but they work perfect for crafting. I took a large sticker and I just placed it there in the middle of my barrel. And then on the other side, I'm going to use one of these half stickers and just place that down like so, just making sure that it was nicely attached. But Dollar Tree has so many different types of wall stickers that you could use or even rub-on transfers. I then went ahead and Mod Podged over this entire thing to seal in my paint, but to also seal in those stickers. Then I took some Dollar Tree rope and went around the mouth of my jar a few times just to clean that up and also add a pretty rustic touch to the top of this. So I just wound it around until it was covered, and then I just trimmed off the excess of rope and made sure that that little piece was glued down as neatly as possible. Cutting your rope at an angle at the end does help it lay down flat. Then I decided to come in and put another round of rope around that raised part of my barrel like so, and also on the bottom. So here's what this looks like. Again, optional. I just love how it looks. This is my finished product. Can you believe I made this out of trash? I truly hope you enjoyed my video today. Again, please subscribe if you haven't. Also, giving me a big thumbs up really helps me out. And please don't forget to check out our playlist, which will be linked below. Take care, friends. I will see you very soon.
You can subscribe to my mom's channel. And thank you for watching today's craft and stay safe.